Hi, my tenacious Taurus, and welcome back to the Zodiac Love Tarot. I'm Jennifer Winters, author of the ZodiacLoveCode.com series and also Venus Unleashed. If you are just joining my channel for the first time, I just want to let you know that I am a sextilenium Libra, and what that means is basically I was born to bring love to the world. When I was born, there are a bunch of planets in my sign of Libra, so I'm pretty much one of the purest forms of Libra you can get. But I also have out in my 12th house some energy from Pluto, and that makes me very empathic, meaning that I learned from a very early age that I'm able to feel energies coming from the collective consciousness of, and I'm also able to feel energy when people are trying to send it to me, especially like through the viewer. And that's how I use the cards, my astrology cards. Basically, I marry my astrology information that I started learning when I was like 12 years old with the tarot cards so that I can unveil or reveal a story about you and what you're asking me or what energies you're sending me. And then once we look at the story, I'm able to tell you some pertinent information that could help you with all sorts of things like your fears, your anxieties, your love life, some questions that you have. All of those things come from, the energy that you send me through the viewer. And I can also tell Taurus that you're already starting to send me something, and I can also feel that I have some of the same energies that I felt last time, meaning that some of you did go ahead and look at my November reading for you, which had a lot to do with sort of like this shocking turnover with that Tower card that happened, and then you trying to find, your inner voice. Okay, I'm starting to feel also right now that I'm getting this uncertainty about, I think it feels like stability. Like you've already said to me that, you did go through something very terrible, and now you're just starting to get grounded again and you're starting to get your footing back. But at the same time, you are still uncertain or unsure of your own like abilities or natural powers. And then there's a lot of fear, I think, and anxiety getting in the way. And also some depression, I guess, coming too from the uncertainty. Oh, and I hate when that happens. I really feel bad when I get that energy because, I can tell that it's sort of soul crushing too, the way you feel. But I have to say that, that's what I'm here for. I don't want you to feel like that you have to go through that alone. There's always also people out there to help you. And, the cards are going to help you. So if you just stick with me, we're going to look at that. So with this idea that you're having, or this energy that you're having, that's telling me that you're sort of on shaky ground, that you have a foothold, but you still don't feel very comfortable with yourself right now, and you just want to feel your own personal power. It's almost like it's there, but it's not coming at you in a fashion that you feel powerful, but you know that it's there. And you've in the past exhibited a lot of or been able to be very assertive, and now you're trying to make sure that you're able to go ahead and sort of push forward and use your talents and use everything that you have going for you, or that you have going for you. And there may also be, I'm feeling like maybe there's a few pieces of unfinished business with people, or there's still someone who's dragging you down in a way. And I feel like maybe that's coming from just maybe some negative self-talk that started in like a bad relationship or something, and then that person is like subconsciously dragging you down. So what I'm going to do for you today, Taurus, is I'm going to do a reading, and it's going to be something that's going to give you that foothold that you need, that grounded, to put you back in the earth like you're supposed to be, to really ground you back down, and to help you open up and feel your own power, your own strength, and try and wipe aside or wash away a lot of those subconscious feelings that you're having that just kind of keep you feeling like you're being held down somehow, or like you're on, some shaky ground, and that your foothold is not quite there yet. So, going into 2020, I want to make sure you're very grounded, make sure like your root chakra is going well, because, we're going to do a reading about, I'm going to do the zodiac wheel coming up in January. So we want to make sure that all the unfinished business and all of these feelings of uncertainty are resolved, okay? So the spread that I'm going to do for you today is called the Emperor spread. And that, is something I know just right off the top of my head that has a lot of, answers to it about like your own personal stability. So we're going to go to the cards, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to see, what sort of things that you need to be, really connected to right now to get the stability that you're looking for. Okay, Taurus? And again, like if you ever want to reach out to me personally to tell me the story, like why you're on rocky ground, please don't forget that you can either send me a message, to some engagement here on this video, and also like subscribe to the video. And then once I see that you're writing to me, I can, you can get my email, and then you can talk to me there, and we can do personal readings and stuff like that. So just let me know. All right, so we'll start with the cards, okay? We'll go down. Let's go down to the table here. Okay, so let's see what we got. Okay, again, Taurus, this is the Emperor spread, and it's really going to talk about, your stability, the stability that you need to get, and how you get there using like your talents and your power. And maybe we'll find along the way there might even be in the cards someone who helps you with that. Like if you're single, there may be a person who, comes and shows you really how much you're worth, because a lot of times we know it within ourselves, but then when someone truly accepts us for, who we are, then we always feel a lot more connected and stable, just because we get that validation that we need, that we're actually, loved, and that there's some qualities about us that someone cares about. I know that it's really tough sometimes too when you're out in the world single, and you've tried to connect with someone and they turned you down for some reason, or they just ghosted you or something like that, and those feelings can make you feel unstable and rocky and stuff like that. So we might see some of those kind of cards. I'm not really sure. We'll see some character cards, but also too, if you're just joining me, I do use an astrology deck. It's different from like the Rider-Waite's. But there's a Greek mythology on there, and I'll explain that if it comes up, and some astrology symbols, which always bring me and show me energy, just like you give me energy, the cards give me energy, okay? And the energy a lot of times comes from the planets, like, Jupiter and Zeus, and it comes from, the Saturn and Uranus and Neptune. So we'll see what kind of energies that are going to present themselves here for you too, okay? So this is, again, I said, the Emperor's spread, and this is going to look like this. Card number 1, and let's see, card number 2 and 3, and 4 and 5, and 6, 7, and 8. Here we go. And you can imagine the Emperor card being here in the middle of these cards. Let me see if I can straighten that so you can see it a little bit better. There we go. All right, so the first card that we're going to turn over is this one up here on the top. And you and I are sitting together right here, so some of these cards may also be in reverse. And I will let you know what that means when we get to it, okay? So the first card is going to be, like, imagine that you're an emperor and you're sitting on a throne. Okay, so this is how you're going to get to the throne. And this is what, um, stability have you already created in your life that can get you to the throne. So this is what is the stability that you've already created. Okay, so we're going to turn it over. All right, this card is upright for you. All right, and this is, look, this is the Emperor. Oh my God, this is so freaking weird. I have chills in my spine. Like I can't even tell you how strange this is right now. I'm I don't know. I just there's so much energy coming at me right now. I'm just quaking right now. So you have to give me a moment. Okay. Taurus, whatever you're doing right now, you are already creating a stability for yourself that's heading you straight to the throne, the ultimate throne of Emperor. I mean, here it is right here, and I am seriously beside myself right now. This is just too weird. All right, so, and that was upright for you. So, whatever uncertainty you're feeling, even before I finish this spread, holy moly, this is like amazing. Like you're already just so powerful. And this, I don't even know what else to say about this. I'm just in awe. Whew. Okay, so the next card here is going to be, how are you like headstrong? How are you headstrong? And with Taurus, headstrong can be, you know, a good thing or a bad thing. It depends on what you're trying to do. I mean, if you're trying to win someone over, sometimes it's not so easy. I mean, it's not so great to be headstrong. That could be a problem. But then if someone's trying to run you over, then it might be a good idea to take up for yourself and be headstrong. But let's find out how you're headstrong, okay? So I'm turning this over, and this is upside down for you. And this card is the Nine of Pentacles, okay? So it's upside down for you. I'm going to turn it right side up. Okay, so this is your stability, but there was a little bit of a problem with it because it's in reverse. And what I see here is some Venus energy, and I also see some Virgo energy here. So that tells me that you're headstrong pretty much at work for the most part. And with these, all these pentacles being here, it's almost like you always feel like you're just one step away from what you truly want, or one step away from getting the rewards that you feel like you deserve. You're just one step away. So that's why this card was in reverse, is because you just feel like, no matter how hard you work, no matter how much dedication you're putting into this, like Virgo energy is very like perfectionist energy, and you just feel like if you could be perfect, you could achieve what you want. And so that makes you, very headstrong though. And see, here's Boots, and he has his sickle, and he goes and he cuts away things that don't serve him. He's very headstrong, okay? It's extremely. But you also have this Venus energy in here reminding you that to actually achieve abundance here, and you have to use some love and compassion for people. Even though the compassion is obviously there for you, it's hidden behind this will to just push through, and this headstrong will, and it's always because you just feel like life is a mirage right now, and that everything you try to go for, no matter how perfect you try to be, it's still just one step away. So that tells me in this situation that you need to be grateful for what you have already, and keep this card upright for you, and to go ahead and use some of this Venus energy to bring love to the world. And also some of this Virgo energy, it's always good to be analytical and have a little bit of perfection in your life, but not to an extreme to where this card's upside down. Okay, all right, so the next one is going to be this card saying, like, what is eternal? Okay, what is eternal for you? All right, so we're going to turn it over, and this was actually upright for you. And this is, oops, sorry, this is the spring card. So this is eternal for you. So what do I mean by eternal? Well, eternal is something that is everlasting, you know, it's the kind of energy that lasts forever. And so in this particular situation, you know, with this being the Princess of Pentacles, and she's no, you know, sowing the seeds, this is eternal for you because Taurus, you're of the earth, you're always sowing seeds, you're always I mean, that was what basically your purpose was originally, you know, when the Zodiac, the legend of the Zodiac began, was that it's your job to be the person who sows the seeds of life, who goes out there and you know, basically gets us all grounded to the earth and sows the seeds for everyone. You're like you're a nourishing person, and so this is eternal for you. Is basically being able to, you know, stay on track where the rest of us, you know, sometimes can't. Like that's why you're so stubborn, is because you're able to stay on track and you're able to continually sow the seeds, and actually doing that labor, it brings you a lot of freedom and a lot of satisfaction for yourself. And so it sounds kind of like a big job, but you know, you're a Taurus, and that's what, you know, that's that's why you're so strong, is because this is a big job for you to sow your seeds, but also at the same time, this is spring, so you have to think while you're doing it, while you're, you know, helping the rest of the world with your wonderful qualities, you're also bringing this renewal of life. It's like when you sow seeds, something grows out of it, and it's always something very beautiful and something very freeing and something that everyone can basically enjoy. So Taurus, this is something that I would have expected, some kind of card for you that's eternal, and that's sowing the seeds of life. That's what you do for us. That's what you do for the world. That's your beautiful, beautiful energy, and it's like springtime, you know, all the time. And as a Taurus, you know, they say that Taurus love to stop and smell the roses, right? And so, you know, in the spring, we always get these wonderful, like fresh roses, right? Okay, so that makes sense. And then the next card is, where can you exercise your power? Okay, where can you exercise your power? So we're going to turn that over, and this is upright for you, and this is the Serpent card. Okay, and it has some Scorpion energy on it. It has some Pluto energy on it. And this serpent, what this serpent has done, what this card is about, this serpent was actually a healing serpent, and he had special powers. And those powers were gifted to Chiron. That's why you see a snake around the caduceus, because this is a healing card, and it's an emotional card because it's also the Four of Cups. And so when you have like an emotional card, it's telling me that you have, you know, a lot of feelings, and you have a lot of just deep-seated feelings and a lot of empathy and apathy for people. And you know, this is where you want to exercise your power, is by using that deep-seated empathy and apathy for people, and also the, uh, it's just like gifts that you can give people by exercising this power, because you do have this ability to talk to people and heal people using like your emotional empathy. And also you have with this Scorpion energy, it's sort of almost like an intuition or a psychic ability that you also possess, that not many people know that Taurus have such a wonderful, well-rounded sense of intuition. And with this Pluto energy, it's also a sense of like just a way of, you know, regenerating and having new growth and being like this phoenix rising from, you know, the ashes. So you just have this resilience and this intuition and these healing powers of this deep-seated empathy that you have for people. So this is where you need to exercise this power. And that also goes back to here where this card was upside down, where you have this, Venus energy, which is very similar, to the fact of saying that you need to use that love that you have for others and exercise that, okay? Because you want this card, again, upright for you. Now, the next card is going to be, how do I connect with my spirit? Oh, I like this because, Taurus, maybe sometimes like you're so rooted to the earth that you forget that there's this whole like spiritual realm out there that you're a part of, and you're a part of it cosmically. And I can feel your energy, so I know that these, that it's always best for you to stay connected with your energy and your spirit. So let's find out how you can connect with your spirit. What can you do? I'll turn this over. Okay, this is actually upright for you, and it's the crucix and the crucius, sorry. And then here at the bottom is the Ace of Swords. Now, what this is this is the a sword that's presented to you, and here's, look at this Venus energy again, and then my energy here, this Libra energy. And this is the Southern Cross, and when the Southern Cross brings you this sword, it's basically saying pretty much what we've been talking about here is, to really connect with your spirit, you want to use, this value that you have here, this, intuition and this ability to regenerate things, and also these emotions that you have and this healing power that you have for people. And so basically Venus is here again to give you another message, and Libra is here too, a message of love, and also being able to connect to your spirit. You need to be able to discern between what's fair and balanced in your life. You need to be able to do that in order to connect to your spirit, because as a Taurus, sometimes when you feel this energy that's upside down, where you're always just one step away from what you want, so that's what makes you so headstrong. If you just use a little more it's sort of like a discerning intelligence, like an emotional intelligence, that when you use this, you become more balanced. You become more like the Libra, or more like Venus, because of this love that you feel. So you would be like opening that root chakra by using your intelligence, your ability to discern between what's fair and what's unfair, and what's balanced and what isn't balanced. And a lot of this connecting to your spirit, using this like maybe even for you, meditating, just sitting back, like I said earlier, and smelling the roses and letting that love in, and letting your life be on more balance. So when it opens up that root chakra, you're going to be definitely closer, and actually the crown chakra too, you're going to be closer to being, closer to your true spirit and your true nature. And even though you have this intuition about people, and this healing power, you may not be using it all the way, because you may be thinking more on like a judgmental side or a perfectionist side. So you want to make sure that you're basically looking at the situations that you're in, and bringing love to those situations, okay? Because that'll help you connect more to your spirit. All right, Taurus, what's next? Let's see. So how do you remain emotionally resilient? So with all of this going on here that we've been talking about, getting closer to your spirit, and also, exercising these powers, and, just, how do you stay resilient with this? How do you move forward with this? How do you stay on track? And this is what we were talking about earlier with the uncertainty and the stability, and and feeling rocky. But look at this card, like you don't have anything to worry about. This was right off the bat. But let's go ahead and find out how you can remain resilient. Taurus doesn't usually have much problems remaining resilient. I mean, that's what you're really all about, right? But let's see. There's got to be an answer to this anyway. So we're going to turn it over. Okay. So look at there. We have cardinal Earth right there, right? And you are a fixed Earth sign. So with this cardinal Earth sign, this is saying that you need to maybe initiate more because you're, a fixed sign, so you're a maintainer, okay? But this card is for initiating things. And so there might be some more things in your life that to help you remain resilient, you just need to initiate more. Maybe initiate more for this card, for helping other people heal themselves, for having, this intuition and these emotions here, and, this Pluto energy right here that's going to, help other people, tear down their psychological blocks, because maybe you're a better friend too than you ever thought you could be to other people. And, if you're wanting to stay on track here with, getting closer to your spirit, then you want to initiate more. You want to initiate and use more of this earth energy. And how do you initiate more? Right now you may be just doing what you've always done. You're in your comfort zone. But to initiate more, you want to go out and meditate. You want to go out and meet people. You want to, definitely show all of those earth qualities. But how are you going to do that unless you, go out there and you meet some people? And so here on this card too, you have this Saturn energy teaching you a lesson that you need to go out and initiate more. And then you also have this Capricorn energy here, that's basically telling you that, you might be sort of inflexible in a way. So you need to go ahead and start like initiating more, okay? So that's how you stay resilient, is to initiate all of these things, okay? Just keep trying, keep initiating. All right, see, that's a wonderful card to have for that. And now, how do you remain, I'm sorry, next one is, how do you leave behind, or what should you leave behind? Or what do you leave behind? So basically what I'm trying to get out here with this card is like, what is your lasting impression on people? And that's a really interesting card, right? Like, I'm so super interested in finding out what this is, because a lot of us want to know, like, how do other people perceive us? What do we leave behind? And at first I was thinking that this might be with this spread, like, what do you need to leave behind? But that's not what it is. It's what do you leave behind of yourself and what other people see in you. So that's very important to know. To have a stability is to know how other people see you. So let's see what you're leaving behind. Now this can change, obviously, because you have all of these other things you need to initiate. But let's see what you're looking at right now. Okay, it's a fire. It's all fire, and it's the 10 of Wands. Okay, now that may look like a scary card, but it's really not a scary card. This card is actually, and it was upright for you as well. So this is basically, it's actually a positive card, even though it looks scary, because it tells me that you're doing a lot, and other people are seeing that you're doing a lot. Other people, they see you as sort of like carrying on a lot of burdens. They see you exhausted, and like sometimes they see you stressed. But that's not necessarily a bad thing, because if they also see that it's like when you tell a person, wow, I can't believe how much you do. Like, I'm just in awe of in this card is so awe-inspiring. It's just like this, fire dragon, or it's actually a salamander, but it looks like a dragon. And so so when they look at you, they're like, wow, this person is really just, setting the world ablaze. Okay, but there's also this element of like stress and exhaustion and all of that. But they see you as a hard worker, but they see you also like exhausting yourself. Okay, so that's the impression that you're leaving behind. It's not necessarily bad. I just think that maybe if you kind of wanted to leave behind, a little more of this Venus energy too, and so that the world knows that there's more to you than just your labors and your hard work. Okay, now this last card is, how are you responsible? Like, how are you? And I think this is kind of also a little bit of a loaded question, like, how are you responsible? That tells me that, how are you responsible? I'm trying to get your energy right now so that I can feel. Okay, so this is like, it could be that you need to change like the way you're responsible. Like if you're telling me that you feel like a little bit of instability, then maybe you're not taking your responsibilities on in the best, like healthiest manner. So let's take a look and see what this means. Okay, so you got upright for you the Sagittarius Ace of Pentacles. And there's also on here again this Capricorn energy here that's saying like there's some maybe rigidity to what you're doing. All right, and then there's also this, again, we have this energy coming from Saturn to sort of teach you this lesson here, and then there's also this freedom that's coming from the Sagittarius. So what I think this means for you is when you take on your responsibilities, okay, you need to not be so rigid. You need to have some more personal freedom. You need to listen to the lesson that Saturn is trying to tell you. And I believe at this point, this is actually, the ultimate lesson here. And this is like, with it being the Ace of Pentacles, this is a card that's like on your side right now. It's meaning that the world is opening up to you in terms of like all of these responsibilities, and it's opening a door for you for abundance, and showing you the way basically, and giving you this gift. And so if you just use you know a little less rigidity and listen to this lesson that Saturn's giving you, and remember what the qualities of Sagittarius are: more freedom, more self-expression, more joking around, more, of all those fun things that, you can think of. And that's going to open the doors for you, okay? And then that's going to also help the way people perceive you. And it's also going to help you, use this gift right here to be closer to your spirit and help you initiate and help you heal others and really feel like you're, closer to that mirage than you think, that it's not always a mirage, okay? Wow, oh my goodness. That was crazy. And I have to pick this card up. Give me a second. Here we go. This one. It started out like this. That is, this is the Emperor reading that we did, and this was your card to begin with, and it says, how are you stable? And here it is. I really think that going into 2020, Taurus, it's going to be like probably the best year ever for you. And, I can't wait to see your wheel. So just join me back, in January. I'm going to do, try to do these all at the first of the month. I will be working pretty hard, but I'm going to get them out. And so if you could just leave me a message too, because that is going to help me, with engagement, help me get these messages out there to other Taurus like yourself. And, also subscribe to the channel, because when you do that, these messages get sent, first to people when they, click onto things. I'm not like a expert at how this works, but I can tell you if there's engagement and then there's some subscribing, and just some commenting, things like that, then I know that this channel is going to do really well. And then that'll help me keep bringing love to the world, because that's really all I want to do. And I want to give you, Taurus, a big hug, and I want to remind you, here it is. This is you. All right. All right. So I'll hopefully see you next time. Thanks. Bye.